What's up, everyone? I'm here today to do a review of Summerslam 2014. Now, let's start with the first match, which was Ziggler versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title. This match surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. It started off a bit slow, but as it moved on, I was really starting to enjoy it. Ziggler and The Miz have amazing chemistry together. They work well, and it's always entertaining when they're against each other. And I was very surprised to see Ziggler win the title at the end. Like I knew they were going to put the title on him eventually, but I thought they were going to have more planned for Miz because they made such a big deal about him over the last couple of weeks, and with him returning recently and with his whole A-lister gimmick, I was expecting a bit more. But hopefully, but I saw Raw recently, and it seems like they're going to continue the rivalry. So good stuff there, WWE. I just hope you don't lose the momentum The Miz has, because I think he can be a very good heel if you give him the proper push and more time. Like, I'm one of the few people who actually enjoyed his run as a WWE champion. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but I thought he did a good job, and he was an entertaining heel, to say the least. But moving on, I believe the next match that was on was AJ Lee versus Paige, and this match was surprisingly brutal. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, it looked like they were genuinely hitting each other very impactfully. It was a very surprisingly good match. I was very impressed at how much effort they put into the match compared to some Divas matches. And they both did a great performance. It wasn't like a great match, but I thought it was good. I felt like it ended it just a bit early because, I don't know, I felt like they were just getting the pace quicker and it was getting really interesting. Then Paige suddenly landed a DDT and it was over. But it was a great reversal and great end of the match, and I'm happy that Paige is now the champion because it's a new young up-and-comer diva who can wrestle very well, and I think she can put on great matches with other divas with the likes of Natalya, Naomi, and whoever else will show up. And then we move on to, I believe, what was the next match? Sorry, I'm trying to remember. What was it? What was the next match? Alright, well, I'll just go to the next match that I can remember at the moment. Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho. Now, this match was a lot better than it was a Battleground. I liked the Battleground match, but this one was much better. It was interesting, and Bray Wyatt, as always, was entertaining as hell to watch. I love it. At one point in the match, he's just kneeling on the floor looking at Jericho. He's like, "You can't kill me. I'm already dead." That was awesome. It gave me chills, and Bray Wyatt is one of the few characters at the moment who I really get into. I love his gimmick, and I think he can really become a mega superstar if WWE put more focus on him and move him up to the main event scene. I would love to see him against a guy like Brock Lesnar, Joe, with the beast that he's unstoppable. Bray Wyatt could just use mind games and just completely screw him up. I think it would be awesome, and I really hope they go that direction. I hope they give him a bigger push soon, because he is really good. Oh yeah, now I remember. Back to the match I was thinking of. Jack Swagger and Rusev. This match was good, but it's not forgettable, but it's not a flag match. Like, what I remember, a flag match is where each one's flag is on the pole. First person to take it down wins. This was just like a normal match, except at the end, the winner's flag gets put up and the national anthem plays. Saying that, I was happy that Rusev won, because we need a big monster heel, and Rusev is that monster heel at the moment, besides Lesnar. And the fact, he shouldn't lose to Swagger. I like Swagger, and I hope they do good things with him. But honestly, Rusev needs to be pushed more, because he has big potential. And I hope he's not like another flop like the rest of them. Like, there was Khali, there was Nikolai Kozlov, that's it. I'm just getting a lot of things today. It's just a lot of names coming up. And I'm just happy he won. And the little kid, when he hit Seb after the match, it felt very wrong to see, but also added to his character, because it really shows that he's just ruthless and doesn't care about anyone, and he will do what he needs to win. And Lana is just ruthless as they come, and they work very well together. And I'm very looking forward to see Rusev does in the future. Now, moving on to another big match. And arguably, kind of, it wasn't disappointing, but at the same time, I was expecting more, which is the Stephanie and Brie match. Now, don't get me wrong, the match was good. It was a very good match, honestly. In terms of like wrestling, Stephanie did amazing for the fact that she's been out for 10 years. She was better than most of the divas in the back. It's really impressive. I wasn't expecting her to be so dominant in the match. Like, Brie was getting her ass kicked around the rings for ages. But then Brie started coming back, then Stephanie came back again, and it was a good match. I was just expecting more of like It felt too much like a wrestling match. That sounds weird, but I expect more of just a brawl, like a cat fight going back and forth. It felt more like just a technical match, which isn't a bad thing, but I was expecting a bit more emotion from it. But then Nikki betrayed Brie. And I saw this coming, but I didn't know if it was going to happen now or later on. But they did it well. The betrayal was good. I just wish they had a bit more build-up. But at the same time, they did it well, and I'm looking forward to see how this develops and hope they actually make the rivalry interesting. And now we're moving on to the second last match of the night. Roman Reigns versus the Viper, Randy Orton. And I was really hoping this match that it wasn't going to be boring, because see, the thing with Orton is, he's a very talented wrestler, but at certain times, his matches just feel like the all same stuff. It just feels very slow paced. And at the start, this match was a bit slow paced, but it started quick enough, and it got very entertaining, especially the last couple of minutes. When Orton reversed the flying clothesline to an RKO, I thought it was it. That was probably one of the best spots of the night, and it was awesome. And I have to give props to Roman Reigns. He did very well in this match against such a A-list player like Randy Orton. And he held his own, and I think after this it shows Roman Reigns has big plans for his future. And it looked like Orton actually worked well, and because normally with Orton, if he doesn't like someone, he won't do as good as he should in a wrestling match. Well, that's what you see sometimes, but you can tell that him and Roman Reigns have great chemistry. And I hope that they meet again in the future, but for the moment focus on more people. I fully believe that the next opponent for Roman Reigns is none other than the Game, Triple H. And if it is, I can't wait. I mean, some people don't like the fact Triple H is wrestling still, but I do. Let's be honest, he's a cerebral assassin. He is the Game, the Triple H. And I always find him very entertaining, and let's be honest, he's probably the top heel in the company now with the Authority. And I find the Authority very entertaining. Yeah, I know things could be better, there could be better storylines, but for what we have, they're pretty entertaining, they're doing a good job. And the match overall was great. I'm happy Reigns won. It elevates him now to see what else he can do. Probably more likely a match Triple H, and then we'll see where he goes from there. But now on to the final match of the night. The complete and utter destruction of Superman. Or should I say, John Cena. I was kind of surprised. I was expecting Cena to go into this match and put on a good performance, fight Lesnar back and forth, but Lesnar destroyed Cena. That's all you can say. He annihilated Cena. It's like Cena was just some rookie and Lesnar was just a veteran. I was I don't know, Cena normally, he usually gets his ass kicked and comes back at the end, but you could tell this was a different feeling. Lesnar, he always made you feel sorry for Cena. He was just getting his destroyed. He got F5 in the first 30 seconds. When that happened, I was like, yeah, Cena's getting his ass kicked in this match. He's just going to get killed. And then he came back a couple of times. When he got the FU, I was like, are they actually going to pull this off again? Again, like in 2012? But no, they didn't. And for some reason, I found myself cheering for Cena every now and then. But I knew in the end Lesnar was going to win. And when he sat up, doing the Undertaker and started laughing, that's when you knew, yeah, Cena's done. He's not coming out of this. And in the end, Lesnar came one last F5 and is now the new champion. I'm happy to see this because it's a fresh new champ, a champion we haven't had in a while in Lesnar. And I can tell he's not going to lose that title anytime soon. I think he might keep it till WrestleMania and then lose it to some up-and-comer wrestler then. My pick is Roman Reigns, but it could also be like Daniel Bryan. But my personal favourite, but unlikely, would be Bray Wyatt. I would love to see a Wyatt and Lesnar WrestleMania. If they can push Wyatt the right way, I think it would be awesome. Overall, this SummerSlam was very good. It was surprisingly good to me. It was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. Oh my god. Sorry, how could I forget about this match? Ambrose and Rollins. Oh my god. I can't believe I actually forgot about this match. This was my match of the night, surprisingly. Yeah, I forget about it. Quick thing about it. This match was amazing. Ambrose was awesome. Rollins was a great heel. The match was... I felt the Lumberjacks did good, because they set up a lot of good spots. Like Ambrose suplexing Rollins into the Lumberjacks. And then Lumberjacks have to chase them through the fans. And there was a lot of great spots. And the match was really good. I thought Rollins and Ambrose is the best rivalry feud happening right now in wrestling, and it is so good. And this match was just, you look back at this SummerSlam and you say, that's the match to watch, that's the must-see match. I really thought the match was great, and there were just so many great spots, and Ambrose is really solidifying himself as like a future mega star, and Rollins, he's doing the same, but at the moment I think it's probably because Rollins is a heel, but Ambrose is just, I can see big things in the future. He reminds me a bit of Stone Cold in the way his dressing, the way he dresses, and his attitude, which is not a bad thing. And I really hope that WWE push Ambrose more and more, and I hope he really becomes mega star, like he's in the main event champion. He's definitely going to be champion. He doesn't need the belt, but I would like to see him with the belt. And is there anything else I forgot? No, I believe that's it. So overall, SummerSlam 2014 was a great event. The best event I've seen since WrestleMania 30. I think the Ambrose and Rollins match was probably, it was probably the best, probably better than all the matches of WrestleMania 30, except for maybe the Daniel Bryan, the triple threat match. But besides that, it was probably better than the rest of the matches of WrestleMania 30. That's all I have to say. SummerSlam 2014, a great pay-per-view. Much better than I expected. Set up a lot of good, keep the rivalries going, so that WWE seems to be going in a direction where they seem to be getting better now with their storylines, their characters, the wrestling. They seem to be getting a lot better, and I hope they keep this up now in Raw and the future. Summer 2014. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend check it out. Just for the Ambrose and the Seth Rollins match alone, it was amazing. Not everything was great, but the majority of it was entertaining, so I recommend go watch it, and as always, subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you next time.